Hi everyone, and welcome back to my flipped classroom assignment part 2. To start off, I just want to say that I was very excited for this assignment because not only am I able to create this lesson that I created for you guys, but I found it very cool that I was able to create my own lesson based on what interested me regards to the variety of subjects that there were to choose from. So before I get into my lesson, here is the overview of my PowerPoint. First, I will be talking about the different types of adverbs. Then, I will show you how to form an adverb. And lastly, I will show you how to place adverbs in sentences. So let's get started. To begin with, you may ask yourself, what is an adverb? Well, an adverb is a word or phrase that modifies or qualifies an adjective, verb, or other adverb or a word group expressing a relation of place, time, circumstance, manner, cause, or degree. In other words, I'd like to think it as an adverb that adds extra information to a verb. Below, you can see a picture of a collage of many adverbs that were put together. Now let's take a look at these simple sentences. He arrived home safely, which is right here. Here, safely, which is a word bolded in blue, says something about how he arrived. We could also have said, he arrived home early, and here, early would be the adverb. Keep in mind that an adverb also comments on an adjective. Remember, an adjective says something about a noun. For example, she wore a brightly colored dress. Dress in this sentence is considered a noun. On the other hand, colored here is considered an adjective because it says something about the dress. But the word brightly says something about the way it was colored. We could also have said this. She wore a pink colored dress, and then pink would be the adverb here in this sentence. For example, there's another one down here. She did her job fairly well. Well says something about the manner in which she did her job in, and fairly says something about well. Or we could have also said she did her job reasonably well, which reasonably, which is the word underlined here, would be considered the adverb. An adverb also says something about a sentence or a clause. For example, honestly, I feel very ill. Here, the adverb honestly comments on the entire overall sentence, stating that they are ill. There are 6 types of adverbs in which I will discuss throughout my presentation. The 6 adverbs that I will talk about are adverbs of manner, which are shown here, adverbs of place, adverbs of time, adverbs of frequency, adverbs of degree, and lastly, adverbs of focus. To begin with, adverbs of manner are adverbs that say something about how something happens. For example, he looked at me carefully. Or we could have also said, he looked at me slowly. The adverb here says something about the way he looked at me. Another example is, the museum will slowly go bankrupt. Not quickly, but slowly. Another example is, he plays football well. Here we notice that all the underlined terms all tell how something happened. Therefore, these are considered adverbs. The second type of adverb are adverbs of place. This type shows where it happens. For example, my keys must be somewhere. Here, somewhere is the adverb. Another example is, there they are. There they are, or even here they are adverbs. We had to travel quite far is another example, which far is considered the adverb here. The third type of adverb is adverbs of time, which tell when does something happen. For example, finally he managed to grow a beard, which means in the end he managed to grow a beard. Another example is he eventually came home. Eventually is the adverb because it tells the time of when he came home. Another example is he rang her immediately after he had heard the bad news. Again, the adverb here is immediately because this term shows when exactly did it happen. The fourth type of adverb is adverbs of frequency, which tell how often something happens. For example, I always brush my teeth before going to bed. Another example is she is often late for work. Here, the word often tells how much something happens. Another example, my aunt never comes to my birthday. Here, the word never shows how often their aunt showed up to their birthday. Other types of adverbs of frequency are sometimes or regularly. The fifth type of adverb is called adverbs of degree, which tell what way does it happen. For example, he arrived home fairly late. Or another example, this cake can be made quite easily. And then they are definitely right. Here, the underlined terms show in what way something happened, which makes these the adverbs of the sentence. On the right hand here, this picture I included shows many adverbs of the degree. Finally, there are sentence adverbs, which comment on an entire sentence or clause, as you can see here. For example, frankly, I am fed up with you. Or, the child clearly wanted some ice cream. And, he loved her very much, obviously. Usually, but not always, as you can see in the first sentence here, these adverbs can be found at the beginning of the sentence or at the end of the sentence, like you can see here. Now, you may be asking yourself, how do we form an adverb? Well, keep in mind that when forming an adverb, there is a clear different form between an adverb and an adjective. To form an adverb, you usually take an adjective and you add an ly to that adjective. On the other hand, we need to pay attention to adjectives that already end in a y. For example, here are some terms such as easy, happy, lucky, funny, beauty, angry, supply, and supply. Apply and supply, excuse me. For example, these words here, or sentences I should say, end in ly. For example, we quickly packed our bags and left. Another example is they don't normally sell these shoes. So quick and normally are adjectives because we added an ly at the end, which now they have become adverbs. Now pay attention to the following sentences because we always have to make sure that the adverbs of frequency show in sentences like these. For example, such as always, never, sometimes, regularly, etc. are examples of adverb sentences. For example, here's another one. He often works late. Here, work, which is in the orange, is the main verb. Another example is she is never in time for dinner. Is a form to be, so we place the adverb after the word is, which is never. Now pay attention to the following sentence. They can always call me in times of need. Here we have two verbs. We have can and we have call. But since call here is a main verb and the main action, we put the adverb in front of the main verb, which makes it the word always. Well, this concludes my presentation. I hope you all learned something today about adverbs. Thank you for listening, and until next time.